Hello, I'm John McIntire. Welcome to another episode of City Talk, where we try to refute the notion that people who work for the city are nameless, faceless bureaucrats. They indeed have names and actual faces, like the lovely and talented Pam Vogel. Am I still allowed to say lovely and talented?
Yes.
Good, okay. She is with Human Resources and Civil Service, a noble profession, no doubt.
Yes.
So what all does that encompass?
Well, I am the HR liaison for College and Community Relations. And I do a little bit of everything. I do manage the college intern program. I also have relationships with some high school intern programs as well, and help out with the United Way campaign, for example, the Mayor's Mentoring Initiative. And
well, tell us about your work with students when you run the internship, et cetera.
The internship program. I actually just manage the program.
Okay.
We source all of the interns who are coming in, and the departments actually are the folks that supervise them. But I put up the job postings and go out to intern fairs. I have a few coming up in the next week.
What makes a good intern for the city of Pittsburgh?
Somebody who is open-minded, willing to learn, and just is here to absorb and learn about city government, which I think is really important because before I started working with the city, I had no idea about the scope and breadth of all of the services and things that they do here, and I'm a lifelong city resident.
Actually, I can identify with that. I still don't know half the things about it, but every time I learn something new, I'm amazed. Tell us what surprised you about some of the stuff, or the stuff that you wouldn't have even thought would have existed.
I think generally when people think of city and government services, they think of things like trash pickup, police, fire, EMS. Mm-hmm. But one of the things I tell all of our interns, or anybody when I go to an intern or employment job fair, is that we hire anybody from bricklayers and truck drivers to videographers and architects and engineers and accounting. So it's not just, we aren't looking just for people with political science degrees or to be police, fire, or EMS. Although those are a big part of our workforce.
I would imagine they give you a lot of feedback that it's very rewarding, at least some of them.
Yes, I would say so. I enjoy city government. I enjoy working for the city in public service. I think we do very good work here for our residents, of which I am one. And I also present orientation to new hire employees. And one of the things that I consistently tell them is, good luck with your job, and I hope that you enjoy your tenure with the city as much as I have.
So the orientation, you're just telling them about benefits, you're telling them about also even things like, I was surprised in my orientation that I had to learn at least the basics of CPR. Yes,
that was a new initiative that we started this year, and it was initiated by, I believe it was then Councilman Dan Gilman, who is now Chief of Staff for Mayor Peduto, and all of the new hires that we have coming in learn Friends and Family CPR. It's not a certification class or anything, but it's just, like you said, it's just the basics. We also let them know about their payroll, and which definitely is a big benefit, and HR policies and things like that as well, besides medical, dental, life insurance, that kind of stuff.
Yes, I was very pleased to find out there was dental. I haven't been to the dentist in many years, and I was able to go. Isn't that exciting?
It is.
So you're with Human Resources and Civil Service. What's the civil service part of the job?
The civil service part is what people might not realize is that we have civil service laws that govern our hiring. And so the city has civil service laws that we have to follow when we're bringing in new people on board. And the police have a separate, and the fire have a separate statute as well, and then everybody else is governed under that. All of our employees are, most of the employees are civil service covered. There are a few that are exempt, like department directors, executive staff members, and some of their employees, depending on the service. But it's all outlined in our rules and regulations, and
which are contained in many big, thick pamphlets and books full of.
It is actually our civil service book that I have is
tiny.
It's only about that big. It's pretty small, but. It just outlines our hiring procedures. And what I think a lot of people don't know is that each level of government has their own civil service, because I would get phone calls into my office saying, well, I need to take the civil service exam, and they don't understand that the city has might be separate than the county, that might be separate from the state, that is separate from the federal government.
I personally am an at-will employee, so that means they can get rid of me at any time, right?
That is correct, but get rid of is a harsh word. That you can terminate your employment at any time.
Really? Terminate is better than get rid of?
Well, it's not get rid of. You can choose to leave at any time.
Yes, that's true.
And we can choose to end your employment
Indeed.
at any time. That's what an at-will
please don't
employee
do that.
means. Okay.
Unless, something bad happens. So that's very interesting. People might think that HR could be interesting but tedious, but you sound like you're very interested in all aspects of your job.
I am. I do a little bit of everything. I've been around long enough to know a little bit about everything, but not be a master of any. So.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yes.
But that's actually a very useful skill.
Yes, it is.
How about that? So how long have you worked here?
15 years, and I actually liked it so well I came back. I was here for 11 and a half years. I worked in a family business with my sister for 5.5 years, both of my sisters actually.
What was that?
And
Just
I'm
out of
back
curiosity.
4 years. My sister owns an association management company.
All right, so that was a useful skill also to pick up and come back with. I bet.
Very much. I learned a lot of different things. I learned bookkeeping and website updates and things, not coding or building, but within a program to do those kind of things, conference planning, meetings. I provided assistance to boards and things like that. So they were very useful skills.
Would you recommend a career in human resources to any of your interns or just anybody looking at this?
Absolutely, I would. It is very interesting. We are the connector between the employees and everything else, everything that affects their lives, their benefits.
You have to have a good HR department or things are
the
not
policies
good.
and procedures. And another part of our HR department that goes along with the benefits is wellness and development. So we do personal development and training classes. We have a wellness program for our employees that we're trying to keep everybody fit and active.
Is that a relatively new phenomenon? Has it been going on for a number of years?
It's been going on for a while, but we had a big new we're going to have a big new rollout here very soon. We've already started, and we're gearing up for 2019.
So you might have an exercise program or a long walk program?
Right. There are different ways that people can participate to get some wellness points. And
are people surprised to find that out?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know
I was
if they're
surprised, let me put it that way,
not.
but that could just be
well,
me.
it is very, hopefully healthy and happy, or healthy employees are happy employees.
Indeed.
And more productive.
You mentioned wellness points. I didn't even know there were wellness points.
There are wellness points.
What can you get for that?
Read your emails there, John.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. That's it. But can you, get a discount or somewhere, or what do you?
We offer through the program. There are gym discount memberships and some things like that. Also have wellness points, and I think there are some prize giveaways you can get, maybe an umbrella or a cup or a mug or something like that.
Awesome. Pam Vogel, thanks so much for talking with us today. It was delightful to talk to you.
Oh, it was my pleasure. I hope anybody out there listening, if you're considering city employment, give it a shot.
Good for you, and especially in HR.
Yes.
I'm going to try to I'm going to apply to HR tomorrow, just based on your lovely presentation.
We have a lot. Yeah, we do a variety of things, and a lot of times we overlap.
And variety is the spice of life.
Absolutely.
The lovely and talented, not to mention spicy, Pam Vogel. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time on City Talk.